Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today we're diving into a bizarre alternate history scenario. Imagine waking up and realizing it's not 1945, but 2024. That's the wild situation Adolf Hitler finds himself in. But here's the twist. Germany doesn't revolt in horror. Instead, they think he's a hilarious impersonator. Hold on, it gets weirder. While Hitler's charm offensive lands with a laugh track, he also makes some shocking observations about our modern world. Was he completely off his rocker? Or are there some eerie parallels between his ideas and 21st century society? Join us as we unpack this mind-bending thought experiment. Was Hitler a comedic genius, a dangerous ideologue, or something else entirely? Let's hit the like button and find out. Stick around for the whole video, and don't forget to subscribe for more crazy what-ifs. The movie starts in Berlin during World War II. Hitler is with a guy named Keppel who teaches people how to act. Hitler doesn't like how people greet Keppel. He thinks they should at least raise their hand in respect, even if the Nazi salute is old-fashioned. Hitler says he's done everything to destroy the enemy who attacked Germany. He can't believe what Germany has become and is scared he's there too. Next, Hitler wakes up in a forest. He looks up and sees no enemy planes, thinking they must be taking a break. 3 kids find him and ask if he's alright. Hitler thinks they're the future of Germany and asks for directions. A reporter, Fabian Sawatzki, is filming the kids and accidentally gets Hitler in the shot. Hitler grabs his hat and thinks about going back to his underground shelter. He gets to a street and sees people riding weird one-wheeled bikes. People keep taking pictures of him. He's confused, the war rubble is gone. He touches a fancy car and wonders if he was in a coma and Germany won the war. He asks a man for directions to the government building, but the man just wants a picture. People keep taking photos with flashes, freaking Hitler out. He figures something is really wrong. Walking away, Hitler hears a woman speaking German on her phone. He goes up to her and asks for the date. The woman is scared and sprays something in his eyes. His eyes burn and he can't see well. He stumbles to a nearby newsstand and sees a newspaper with the date, October 3, 2014. He's so shocked he falls down. The head honcho at a TV station, Karner, praises a guy named Christoph on the back for doing a great job as the assistant manager. He teases a promotion but then picks someone else, Katia Bellini, for the big chair. Christoph is bummed, to say the least. Back in his office, he takes it out on a struggling filmmaker named Fabian. Fabian tries to reason with him, but Christoph throws him out with security. Meanwhile, Hitler wakes up at the newsstand and asks the guy there if it's really 2014. The guy confirms it. Hitler, totally confused, thinks the shopkeeper kidnapped him or it's some enemy spy trick. He threatens the guy, but the shopkeeper just offers him a chocolate bar. Hitler struggles to open it and sniffs it suspiciously. He calls it factory-made mush and asks if there's still a bread shortage. The shopkeeper thinks they're filming a movie nearby and asks if Hitler's an actor. He says Hitler looks just like the Führer, to which Hitler replies, "I am the Führer." Then Hitler sees a Turkish newspaper and asks for Nazi propaganda rags. But the shopkeeper says he has more Turkish customers these days. Hitler's mind is blown by Turks in Berlin. He starts digging into the newspaper. Reading it, he figures he must have lost the war and Germany's in the hands of wimpy women. He moans about Poland still existing and thinks the whole war was a disaster. Meanwhile, Fabian watches a soccer video, sniffling about being fired. His mom tries to cheer him up and notices Hitler in the background of the video. Fabian cracks up at the Hitler look-alike. Back at the shop, the shopkeeper tells Hitler to put the paper down and step outside. Hitler's annoyed at being bossed around. The shopkeeper suggests Hitler clean up his stinky clothes. Hitler goes to a laundry place and asks them to clean his uniform. He also wants another one, since he can't exactly walk around naked. Hitler, now in jeans and a sweater, walks towards the newsstand. Fabian, who somehow found him again, is already there, surprised by Hitler's new look. Fabian asks if he can film Hitler walking around modern Germany, and Hitler agrees. Fabian uses his mom's money and car to travel with Hitler. They end up at a hotel where Hitler is fascinated by the TV. He decides to talk politics in Fabian's video. They interview people about their feelings on politics. Hitler notices people are unhappy, just like the 1930s, but they call it something new: political disenchantment. People complain about immigrants, and Hitler jumps in with his old idea that mixing races doesn't work. Fabian asks about Hitler's mustache, and Hitler says he cut it for a gas mask. Later, on a farm, Hitler gets bitten by a dog. He gets super mad and shoots the animal. Fabian yells at him and takes the gun away. Fabian runs out of money, but he has a clever idea. He convinces people to pay Hitler to draw funny pictures of them. The drawings are sarcastic, but people find them funny and pay up. They make enough money to keep traveling. Back in town, Fabian uploads a clip of Hitler online, and it goes viral. Christoph, impressed by the views, asks for Hitler's info. After meeting him, Christoph thinks Hitler's crazy and tells Fabian to take him away. Before they leave, Hitler barges into the director's office and asks her to fix Germany with him. Bellini's interested and asks for his plan. She quickly gets her assistant to prepare a TV show where Hitler can rant. Fabian threatens Christoph with taking Hitler away to get his job back. Christoph gives Fabian a kitchen job with a promise of a promotion later. Hitler gets a desk at the TV station. Christoph calls someone to teach Hitler how to use a computer. Hitler likes the old computers he remembers and thinks the new ones are cool too. The helper tries to sign Hitler up for email but finds someone else already has his name. Hitler gets grumpy about someone stealing his name and tells her to use New Reich HQ instead, like he used to have. Christoph plans to put Hitler on a goofy comedy show called Whoa Dude. He's still mad because Bellini got promoted and wants to mess with her. He figures using jokes about Jews to stir things up will get rid of Hitler. The show starts and the host calls for Hitler. People whisper about how Hitler looks, but when he stares at the crowd, everyone gets quiet. Hitler finally speaks, but he ignores the script. He says he's supposed to tell a joke about immigrants, but he won't. He calls TV a great invention, but the shows are junk. He talks about problems like people having no money and no jobs, saying everyone's headed for disaster and doesn't even know it. Hitler vows to fight bad TV and save everyone. The audience loves it and cheers. The host gets jealous of Hitler's popularity. Bellini tells Christoph to put Hitler on every show. Christoph is bummed because his plan backfired. Next, we see Hitler doing interviews on tons of TV shows, saying he wants to make Germany great again. He gets super popular and meets lots of people, including leaders of political groups. He uses his ideas to win them over. Hitler and Fabian visit the main office of a right-wing party in Berlin. He asks the leader what they've accomplished and tells him they've wasted time. The party is shocked by his harsh words. Back at the studio, Christoph gets happy when cops and a lawyer show up. They're there about a complaint of hate speech. Bellini asks what to do, and Christoph quickly suggests canceling Hitler's show. The lawyer says they can keep it on the air. Bellini sighs in relief, while Christoph fakes a smile. Hitler's on a TV show where they grill him about the war. He says he wants to connect with people, but the interviewer reminds him of all the bad stuff he did. They show a clip of him shooting the dog, which upsets the audience. Hitler gets mad and threatens the interviewer. He yells that he'll turn the studio into a tank parking lot. Christoph loves that people hate Hitler again. After the interview disaster, Bellini gets fired, and Christoph becomes the new boss. Hitler moves in with Fabian. He thinks it's funny how things turned out and starts writing another book, which comes out quickly. 3 months later, the TV company is having a meeting about their huge money loss. Christoph thinks a show with the old host will fix everything, but someone tells him the host quit. Christoph gets stressed and yells at the employees for losing the show. Someone suggests bringing Hitler back, which gets Christoph's attention. He tries to find Hitler again and offers Fabian $1 million to invest in their movie if they let the company air it. Hitler and Fabian go to Cromier's house, where Cromier's grandma recognizes Hitler. She yells at him for gassing people and calls him a criminal. In the car, Hitler is surprised to learn that Cromier is Jewish. He starts putting down Jews, which disappoints Fabian. Back on set, Fabian films Hitler talking about how he got there. He asks Hitler what happened before the ball rolled to him in the woods, but Hitler can't remember. Later that night, Hitler is walking outside when some thugs beat him up. They talk about taking back Germany. When Hitler wakes up, he's in a hospital with Bellini. Meanwhile, Fabian watches footage he filmed earlier of some boys playing soccer. He sees something strange. Hitler got up from where he was lying before. He rushes to the spot and finds a sign that says it's the location of Hitler's bunker. He races to the hospital but can't find Hitler. Bellini says Hitler went back to the set. Fabian tells her he's the real Hitler, but she doesn't believe him. He freaks out and tries to explain, but the guards chase him away. Fabian goes to the set and points a gun at Hitler. When asked who he is, Hitler says he never pretended to be anyone else. Fabian accuses Hitler of lying to people, but Hitler says people elected a leader who believed the same things back in the 1930s. Fabian takes Hitler to the roof and calls him a monster. Hitler says regular people chose him because they believed in the same things. Fabian shoots Hitler, who falls off the building. But then, Fabian hears Hitler's voice saying no German can stop him, and Hitler suddenly appears behind him. Just then, Bellini calls for a cut, and everyone cheers for the filming. Turns out it was all a movie, and some actor was playing Fabian. Hitler asks everyone to remember their lost comrades. Somewhere else, Cromier is crying, watching Fabian through a window in a mental hospital. Hitler and Bellini are signing autographs and giving interviews after the movie's big success. People on the street seem to like Hitler and greet him respectfully. That's it for video. Subscribe and like to help the channel grow.